All right, so good evening, everyone. I am going to do a little video here that's going to encompass a lot of different things. For right now, you're looking at the Rockbot channel. You'll see on the right-hand side what's called the Momo Buy Script. It's a new script I'm introducing. The other one here is Thunderbird 5-minute. I have so many things I've been working on this week just to want to update you on everything. You have a brand new script coming to you tomorrow, and I'm uploading it tonight. It's 9:30 Sunday night. Been working on it. I'm going to explain what it's called and how it works.
1 minute by divergence.
All right, we're going to explain a lot to you. We're going to jump back over here to the main screen here, and we're going to take that chart down here for a second, and we're going to start fresh here. So it is a Sunday night, and typically I'm doing the watch list, but there's been a big request to get the TradingView scripts done. The Divergent scripts transferred over to the TradingView Pine scripts, so you could use it with your TradingView charts. So I dedicated all Saturday to that cause, and I got as far as I can, and I'd actually get hire some help and stuff on everything, just because it's more of a complex thing than I expected, and I'm just not up to speed on the Pine language. But either way, it's getting done. So it's still not. It's in the process. Just to let you know, I am now put that on the top of the priority list. So that should be done, hopefully within a week or two. All right. So after I did as much as I could on that, I decided to kind of dig back into some of the scripts. I was going to update some of the scripts that you have. You have the SupeSignal, you have the Rockbot buy divergence, the sell divergence, the bull and bear flag. And I have a lot of scripts that I've been working on. I've always worked on them throughout the years and stuff, and a lot of them are just incomplete. So I ended up, picking up on one that was called the Momentum Trader, or Momo for short, M-O-M-O. I was going to call it the Momo, Himalayan Momo, because that's where I go to eat, and I have Himalayan Momo, which are these balls of, dough balls filled with meat. So that was going to be the name of... So Momo, I just said, until we find a better name for it. The Himalayan Momo script. Now, this script is totally different from what we've been doing. Let's go over the scripts we have now so you can get up to date on everything, all right? Let's just kind of get you up to date here. All right, so if you go on your NinjaTrader, and this is where you would get these scripts. Now, different ways you could run the scripts. I got a lot of people asking me, how do I get to use this script, John? I said, well, you have to have the NinjaTrader platform. Now, I'm actually going to try to convert this to a TradingView script also. So that's going to come too. I'm really excited about this one. Really, really excited about it. I want to discuss it with you. So right now, it's only available for the NinjaTrader. Now, if you don't have NinjaTrader, you could still use this. I mean, you could still get the NinjaTrader platform by opening up a prop account, which is probably the easiest way to do that instead of committing to buying the platform and stuff. Because they'll give you a license, they'll give you the serial number and access to the NinjaTrader platform as long as you have the prop account open. So and depending on what it is, consider it like $17 a month, and the benefit is, you're getting to use the charts, you're getting to use, learn the charts and stuff. Eventually, if you ever want to go and get it yourself, you could use it. But anyway, it's about making money with the prop accounts, so you have to use them anyway. So that's a thing that is good. Also, you could put this script on your prop account, basically. Now, the Momentum script is one of many scripts that I have for NinjaTraders. Now, if you go up to strategy, and your strategies will come down. Now, when I upload the scripts, and you're on DayTrading Radio, just to kind of go back here for a second, all right? Just back here. We go to daytradingradio.com. You sign in. After you become a member, you sign in. And then on the bottom, this is your dashboard. So this is where you're going to see the show, and you have the news and all the alerts and stuff, and trade alerts and tick strike player. Up on the top, you have the forums. You have your alert manager, the videos, everything you need. Live, the chat room is here on the right-hand side. Up on the bottom here, if we scroll down, you'll see over here on the right-hand side here, you'll see Rockbot and Rockbot add-ons, and that's where we have the scripts. So if you have the right membership, DayTrading Radio right membership, trials don't get the script, but any of the pro accounts get the scripts. And you click on that, tells you all about it right here. You can just scroll through this and talks about it. Now I'm gonna have to update this. I got a great script, and you just go to the Rockbot scripts here, and if you have the right account, you should be able to open up that, and it'll go right to the code. All right here, and then you just click on Rockbot, and then you have Rockbot latest version, SupeSignal Buy 23, and I'm going to put down the Momo script, buy script, and that'll be a zip file too. So the Rockbot latest version, that includes so this is where you would download these to your computer, then you would import them into your NinjaTrader. Now, you would have to, that's a standard operating procedure. So I'm not going to go how to do that, but there's plenty of videos on how to do it. That's what everyone does. All right. So with the Rockbot latest version, you have a set of, you got the original scripts. The SupeSignal Buy is the latest one, and now we're going to have a Momo, which is not up there yet. But with the SupeSignal, with that original, with the latest scripts, you're going to get the Rockbot bear flag, the Rockbot bull flag. You're going to get the SupeSignal 23 by itself. You're going to get the Thunderbird 23 buy and the Thunderbird 23 short. So those are your standard lane divergence indicators. You're also going to get a quad rotation trail 60, which is an indicator. I use it as an indicator, and that just gives you a quad rotation. And then you're going to have this one here too. You're going to have Momo. So when you get the Momo, you're going to click on that. I already have it on mine. It's going to add down there. You're going to have the same type of setup we have for the other scripts. And I already pre-programmed what was acting really, this is good. So it's pre-programmed for 5 contracts, taking 3 off after 6 ticks, taking another one off after 20 ticks, and having a trailing stop, starting with a stop loss tick. The only thing I want you to do here with the stop, you have 2 stop criteria here. 2 stop options. One is signal bar low, and one is ticks. Use the ticks with 16 ticks. The signal bar low is a divergence low. That's specially made for divergence scripts, or my divergence script. I made this myself. So it calculates what when you have a divergence, you have a low, and then a bounce and a lower low. It'll calculate the lower low and put a stop right underneath that. So this is especially for divergences. It won't work on the tick chart or stuff. It won't work on the things that are not normally programmed for the divergences, like the Momo here. The Momo is not based off of divergences. So I want to activate it. Do I have it activated already? No, I don't. All right, so we're going to activate that. Now let's see if it activates. Apply it, and it pops up here and it says calculating. All right. And then as you see, now we're going to put a couple different ones on here. As you can see here, I have I made it identify the trades in orange, and just because the other one is blue steel. It's just going to be on the Momo zip, but I haven't put it up there yet, so I'm going to get it up right after this video. So what this is going to do, and again, it's not a divergence setup, even though it might set up as a divergence with a divergence. And if it does, like in this case right here, it's probably very close to it being a divergence right here, this low and this low. And then we had the Momo. Then we had the Momo trade take over. And it's exactly what it is, what it sounds like. It's momentum. Now I'm going to move this bull knocks 90% off. DTR 90. Don't forget DTR 90 to get 90% off. You want to get that Ninja Trader and use these scripts. This is the place to do it. All right. The Apex is also available, but I'll have to check. They don't have a sale yet. They might have just started one. I'll have the coupon if they do. It's DTR Apex. DTR Apex. If you're an Apex guy, if you're a Bull Knox guy, the DTR 90 is the one to use. It's 90% off. And again, they'll give you the license, the keys for the Ninja Trader. They give you the instruction on how to download it. You know how to upload the scripts, and everything could be running within minutes. All right, so what I want to do is it's based out of 3 out of the 4 stochastics. And what I'm going to do here is I want to put another stochastic. So you only have 3 here. You see there's only 3 here. So I'm going to right click on here, go to templates. I'm going to load this template right here, this 2024 template, which I added the 4th. There, that's a little bit different now. Looks a little bit more different, right? Big difference in that. So there's 2 ways. The color here is a little bit different too. Actually, let me go back here a second, because I'm not seeing the what the heck? Oh, because it automatically goes to a different account when you do switch this up. I see what the problem is. All right, don't mind me. All right, so where was I here? We're going back. All right, the back here recording here. So normally we have the few different scripts that I like to run. The divergence script. We have a SupeSignal, which is a divergence and a quad rotation at the same time. That means all 4 stochastics get oversold, and then we have a divergence right after that. The next rotation is a divergence. So those type of setups are really our go-to setups, and this one is kind of a combination. It's kind of what works more off of a quad rotation. It has nothing to do with divergences, but we know how well quad rotation works. And we know if we zoom out, I want to actually use the other chart here for it. Excuse me. I'm going to use this for a second. Because I like to zoom out here. And when we zoom out here, and we can take a look at the lower band here, this is our 6010 stochastic, and when we look at that down here, oversold here, oversold here, oversold, very close to being oversold, we tend to have the bigger moves, and there's a reason sometimes you get embedded here. All right, sometimes you get embedded and you continue to see that selling. Now most of our trades are between 5 and 10 minutes. I would say 3 and 10 minutes, maybe even less actually. 1 to 10 minutes, we'll call it. So when we have that divergence, and again, the divergence is our number 1 setup, and that's the one that we really should wait for. The reason I don't like always taking a quad rotation is because you could be embedded down here. There's no reason for you to get in. That's why we wait for a divergence out of a quad. If you have a quad and a divergence, here's a good example. You can see we're oversold, and we have that nice divergence here from here to here, right at 9 o'clock. It's a beautiful divergence in the 14.4. And when we have those setups like that, they give us the biggest move. Now, yeah, it was at 9 o'clock, but still, it is. Here you had another little oversold level right here, and a nice divergence right here with that candle right here. It's kind of a running divergence almost, but it is a divergence right here. And from that point on, when you have a downward movement, downward kind of channel. When you have a divergence, you're usually breaking out of that channel. And then you get back down here. So when we're back down here, we're looking for those divergences. And there was actually one right here too. Look at this. If you could just see, all right, we're just about there. And then what? Look, a little lip divergence there. Beautiful one. Call that right there. I mean, you can't deny these. You cannot deny these, all right? You know, I could identify these. This is what I want to identify these. The way these things look is very important. Sometimes the bot might be off a certain amount of points based on stochastics and stuff, where we have this thing, we need to have the stochastics turn above 20 or turn above 25 to be active, and this might have pulled, maybe it didn't turn above 25, it pulled back under 20, so it didn't trigger, and we do still see that divergence. That doesn't mean it's not a good divergence. It's just that at one point I want to kind of kind of weed out the bad trades. And this is how we kind of weed out the bad trades by, trying to stick to a higher level the divergence. And that higher level usually comes with a higher rotation above 20. And if this is not a 20, maybe it doesn't get caught. It might have. I don't know. I would have to. What time is this? 2:15. I would have to. Let's run the script. 2:15. Let's see. Now this is the 2:15. That would be a great spot right there. That would be a real good spot. Before I run that script, let's explain what the Momo long is. So normally we have that quad rotation, and if you have a quad divergence, that's usually the low of the big move. Of course, you see that is the low. Beyond this low and this low and then this, it does give us the biggest moves. So whenever we get close to that, now sometimes the quad rotation can get oversold and just stay hanging down here. And there's a rule that I always say. I said, this is a rule. If the market's in a downward trending move, all right, and your stochastics are under 20, and you get a fast rotation up, that qualifies for a bear flag. And you should always take it. You should always take that trade off when you get above the 80 line there. So here we had a situation where we are oversold, but we're not really bound, we're not sure if we're going to get a bounce. We know that we like that quad rotation, but you can see what happens all the time. So we always pay attention to that first exit, because that was, even though it was a divergence, you don't want to deal with this pullback. You might not be in until here, and then all of a sudden it starts pulling back. Then you're at a negative level. There's a good shot you get shaken out here. So that's why it's important to probably always be determine what kind of trader you're going to be. If you're going to be that minute-to-minute trader, then take that minute-to-minute trade. Get out when the going's good, because the market's going up and down. But we could always tell you when it's going to go up by a divergence. 9 times out of 10, you get a divergence, you're going to break out of the channel that you're in. So we have that covered. We have the divergence covered. Now, the other thing is, I find it very bullish when the market comes out of a quad rotation. See, that's when the quad rotation starts to move up. Then you have everything in your favor. What do we mean by that? Well, the quad rotation really represents the 1 minute, the 3 minute, and the 5 minute time frame. So once we get above that 30 line and we start to rotate, I always talk about, look at how everything's rotating together. If you could find it rotating everything, it's, moving up at the same exact time. All right? In the same space. And now remember, our 80 is overbought. Our 20 is considered oversold. That's just the default numbers, all right? But it gives us a range. The range in stochastics is 0 to 100. So once you get at the 80 level, doesn't mean that we're going to be over. It could actually be very strong once you get above 90. 95, you're really, really strong. So you can't look at it that way, really. But what we're looking at it is that the momentum, when we start to see that 60 roll and move, when I say roll, move, depending on which way it's moving, it determines the bigger trend. So once we start to get that roll going on the 60 and the roll going on the 44 and 14.3 and the 9.3, you have a better shot of follow through and momentum picking up. Now, the key here is, when does that happen the most? When is the most bullish section of a move? Because we're not going to get the bottom, we're not going to get the top. We're trying to. We know the proper procedure to get that. Buy a divergence, sell on a rotation. That gives you the best opportunity to get the bottom and get the top. That's buying into weakness and selling into strength. It's very hard to do. Very hard to buy in fear and sell in in greed. That's why most most traders fail, because that is such a hard thing to kind of understand. So what I said, all right, well, I notice, when we're heading down and we're all heading down or heading up, especially heading up, because the market has a slight bias to the upside, that when we are trading inside, and I call this the power zone. Let me see if I could get a rectangle here. So that power zone is usually above 30, I'd say about 35 to 70. When that thing is kind of pushing up in that range and heading up, that's usually the strongest part of the rally. It seems to capture some good momentum when we all start moving up like this. All right. So I said, all right, how do I want to fix that? Well, I know the 60 period was very important with me. That's very important. So I had to see this. This is the big ship down here. Once we finally get that turning and moving up, your overall trend is going to be up. If it's trending overall down, the overall bigger trend is going to be down until you have a divergence, and then your trend will probably start to change a little. And then if you have a divergence to the downside, then it's going to pull back. Look at this. This is a perfect textbook divergence up here. Look at that. All right. I'm just saying. I'm not saying anything other than what it needs to be said. Don't mind my bad drawing, but you got the idea right there, right? So what I'm doing is, even if and this would be a divergence and a momentum, because I could see the divergence here, but what the momentum is doing now is it's actually capturing the rotation in the strongest part of the rally. It's capturing the turn of the 5 minute, the 3 minute, the 44, the 14.3. They all have to be in the same area, and they all have to be going up at the same time. All right, I can't have one getting weaker and nothing. So it's kind of really, it's not an active trader, but it's active enough. So we're going to go through this. All right, let's kind of go through this. Now, again, this is off the 1 minute time frame, and I optimize this for the 1 minute time frame because I'm using the 44 and the 60-10 a lot in this. The formula requires these to move up higher than the previous highs, previous candles. There's a slope to it. There's some pretty interesting things that I have programmed into this to kind of give us that better, the better odds of a follow-through momentum. All right, so let's just kind of scroll out here and just take a look at the setups now. Now you kind of know what it's looking for. So it's coming off of a quad rotation, and we're going to be looking for a move up on all four. Now, it doesn't have to come out of a quad. It just has to be turning up. And in some cases, it will give us a false, it will start to turn up, and this could turn over. But it seems to have enough momentum to hit our first targets, which is 1.5 to 2 points. And this is overnight, too, the 7:30. But as you can see, once these things start to roll, you have a nice momentum trade starting. Now we're catching it, we're not catching it right on, but this is also a divergence here. See that divergence? That higher low, that's perfect. That's a divergence momentum trade. That's why we're going to run the divergence and the Momo trade on top of each other. Now, Here's one that did get stopped out of. Let me see what I have the script on too, because sometimes you get that move up here. I have it with a pretty liberal trailing stop. But you could tighten that up. I just put it on here just to make sure everything was running properly.
Order filled.
You know, that's the main thing I wanted to do, is make sure everything is running properly on these. And there's something else that I'm working on the size of the bars here. So when these things come out of a quad and they start all ramping up, it's gonna grab onto that, especially when they're all in the momentum type of phase of the trade. This is on the 1 minute. Look at that. So just let me see if I can zoom out here a little. There we go. It's much easier to see that now. See, we're catching that crossover where it becomes possible bear flag, but no, we really start to turn up with the momentum, and we jump on the momentum real fast. These are supposed to be trades, I would say 2 to 5 points, in this environment. The trailing stop could be tightened up here. I've just put it in here to see how far we get it. Now, there is a one here that broke. And some of these are, very, very, the volatility comes in here. You can see this pretty much right at the low, but I think these candles were so high, so wide that our stop on this. Check what the signal bar low. That was the problem. Remember I told you? Remember I said what to do here? Make sure you have this on ticks, not signal bar low, because that won't give you the better results. Now look at it. Now we go. All right. Didn't go on here. Let me turn it on again. So I had it on signal bar low before. You want it on ticks. That's why I was like, why is it getting stopped out? Because it's there we go. These are all much better because they were just, it was getting the signal, and then the candles would come down a little lower than the signal. But now it's unstoppable now. So just make sure it's not on signal bar low. Nice divergence and a we're going to run this through the look at this. This is nice. And let's see. Most of these are just at the beginning of some big moves. And what was good about this, you could catch a lot more on this. I mean, look at these entries. mean, this is really good. All right. Let's show you the some of the back testing here. Strategy analyzer. Signal bar low. Make sure it's not a signal bar low. I'll show you the difference between it. We'll put it on the ES for now. 1 minute time frame. I'm not optimizing it too much. I try to get it all set up for us. We'll back out. We'll go out to July. To now. All right, let's give it a shot. So that's coming in about 77%. Now the losing trades on this, I mean that's a good profit. That's a big profit. Just on the now between that one and then look at the signal bar low, and actually you could probably even squeeze out a little bit more. I'm curious if you could squeeze out a little bit more. 7, 15, probably not. You're gonna lose something out of this. I didn't copy that. Yeah. So well, it's hanging in there pretty good. 77%. All right. Well, that's so far what we got on this. So I'm keeping these parameters. They're already and the one thing I will say, because I don't even see the losses on these too much. If there is a stop out here, it's because of the it doesn't take long before it, if you were in the trade, and again this goes out until that was through the those stats were going through the pullback, that 10% pullback or 5% pullback. But what I was saying here, if you do get a Momo trade and it just kind of gets chopped up there a bit, it's not much more time. There's not much time between when it gets chopped up to where it starts actually moving back up here. Well, that one actually worked fine. That's not the example I should be using because they all work. Maybe this one. This kind of pulled back, came back up a bit, eventually started moving back up, but that's not a good example. Let's see where we are. I'm actually running this now, so even tonight, this is where it got tonight. So it just started. I just started it tonight. Took 2 trades so far. And I think it's still in one. All right, so I'm going to be testing the script out the next couple of days. I have it on the Rockbot channel. It'll be on the lower right-hand corner. I'll have the Momo, and I also put the SupeSignal on there also. See how they line up together. On the bottom left here, it looks like we have the Thunderbird 5-minute buy, which is, this is actually a really good script that I converted into the Thunderbird scripts. And this is a really good, one of the original ones. And I was just running it on here because I've been getting really good results off of it. And I just want to start testing this out again for some reason. I just like it. Now it's moving up here. I have to move that trailing stop up here. Let's move that stop. We'll attach that stop to the moving average. So I'm just going to keep this stop at the 50-period moving average on that. And then, let's see, this one's anything running over here. This is the tick chart, and then we have the 5-minute chart up here on the left. And then on the main screen going into tomorrow, I have this, and then I'm going to try to get do this one. All right, that's that. Get that Volanox up there again. For those who are not members of DayTrading Radio and want to get their hands on the script, you can also get it purchased over on the Patreon site. It's patreon.com/DayTrading Radio. And so you'll see it over there also when I get it logged in and everything uploaded. I want to go through the uploading process now and let this video go out to the world. Now, just to remind you, I still got some work to do on that. We're working on the other scripts for the Trading View. I didn't forget about the stocks. Stocks are taking a back seat just this weekend until maybe Tuesday, and then I'm going to put out an extensive stock watch list just because I want to get this finished to get this uploaded, and it's just taking up all the time this weekend. So that's that, and I'm going to still be here with you, but I want to wrap up this video. Day Trader Rockstar signing off. DayTradingRadio.com. And again, you'll see I'll have this running overnight. So we're going to have the Momo script running overnight, by the way. So it'll be on the screen. You get to see it live.